Hello and welcome to today's session of Yoga for Strength and Vitality. Building strength is not only important to have a yoga practice, it's important for everything we do in life. Every little thing is easier if we are stronger. So doing some strength poses, holding the poses a little bit longer, doing some weight-bearing poses helps us build strength while we practice yoga. So let's begin with warming up a little bit, just kind of moving the head and neck from side to side, stretching the neck and shoulder area. And making circles with the face for bigger head and neck rotations. The opposite direction. And keeping the left ear down, close to the shoulder, letting the head hang sideways. Right ear to the shoulder. Chin to the chest, just let the head hang down, forward. And lifting your head, looking up to the ceiling, stretching the chin up. And again, some circles with the face or head and neck rotations. And the opposite direction. Let's bring the hands on the shoulders, lifting the elbows up, making circles with the elbows, forward, up, and back. And then back up and forward. And then stretch the arms out with the inhalations to reaching up high. And with the exhalation into a twist, left hand behind you, right hand to the outside of the left knee, twisting, looking over your left shoulder, looking behind you. Releasing to the center for the other side. Again, reaching out with an inhalation, stretching up high. And opposite hand to opposite knee, left hand to right knee. And releasing to the center. Let's do some circles with the torso. We call them Sufi circles. And as always, you can move the way your body wants to move. Maybe today you want to move faster, full range of motion. Maybe today you barely want to move, just swaying a little bit. In the opposite direction. And then sitting upright, opening the palms. You can hold a mudra, finger mudra, an energy lock. For instance, forefinger and thumb gently pressed together. The other three fingers just relaxed but straight. It's called Jnana Mudra. Mudra to evoke wisdom, knowledge, and inspiration. Close your eyes for a moment. Take a few deep inhalations and exhalations. If you like, you can form an affirmation for yourself, a well-wish, something that's important to you right now. You may begin with I hope for, or I wish for, or I pray for. Mentally repeat it 3 times. And then letting it go, may the higher will be done. And bringing your attention back, blinking your eyes open, reaching around the back, clasping your hands behind you. With the inhalation, arching back. With the exhalation, bending forward, forehead towards the mat, lifting your arms behind you. And to come out, first lower your arms with the inhalation, sitting back up, pausing for a moment with your eyes closed. Forward bends are great ways to increase devotion, soften the ego. And let's stand up. We'll begin with some standing poses. Let's begin with a mountain pose, Tadasana. Having your feet about hip width apart, lifting the toes up, fanning the toes out. And as you place them down, feel your weight is evenly supported on all four corners of your feet. You can cup your belly with your hand and your lower back, lifting up the front, pushing down the lower back, adjusting the hips so that the tailbone does not stick out. Arms up, palms up, and bring the arms back behind you, maybe an inch, maybe two. Notice your shoulder blades are moving closer to the spine. And then ever so slowly bring the arms down to the side. When your pinkies touch, turn the palms in. Last but not least, two fingers gently pushing the chin back, lengthening your spine with your head and neck. Close your eyes for a moment, take a few deep breaths, and make a mental note of your pose. Tadasana, the mountain pose. And from here, let's do 5 full yoga breaths. Inhaling through the nose, with the exhalation bending forward, hands towards your feet. With your inhalation rising up, slowly bone by bone, looking at a focal point as you come up onto the toes into a V, with your exhalation bending forward. This time your movement with your breath. If you breathe faster, you need to move faster. One last time, stretching up. And come onto your heels. Place the palms together at the chest, centering position. Pausing for a moment with your eyes closed. And let's do standing half moons, or bringing your feet, ankles closer together. Unless balance is a challenge for you, then just keep them apart. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up by the ears. Crossing your thumbs, crossing hands, and have the arms really back by the ears. With the next inhalation, stretching up on the toes. Keep that stretch as you lower onto your heels and bend sideways to your left. You can actually use your left hand to bring that upper arm back by the ear. Some of our poses have affirmations. Strength and courage fill my body cells is the affirmation for this one. And inhaling up, stretching on the toes, reaching up. Down onto your heels, arms to the side. And pause with your eyes closed. For the other side again, inhale as you lift your arms up. Right hand in front this time, thumbs locked, stretching up on the toes. Down onto your heels and sideways to your right. With the inhalation, releasing the pose, standing up straight, stretching up. Down onto the heels, arms down to the side. And again, pause with your eyes closed. In between the poses, check your posture when you're standing up, making sure the arms are by the outer seams of your pants, shoulders are back, they're squared. You notice your shoulder blades are really closer to the spine, straight and strong. Let's start practicing balance. We'll do a balance warm-up by placing one foot exactly in front of the other. Your heel is touching the toes of the opposite foot, straight line with both feet. You can have your hands out in your peripheral vision, gazing at a focal point. When you feel quite balanced, you can cross your forearms, placing the opposite hand on the opposite shoulder. Most important part in a balanced pose is a focal point, ideally at eye level or above. Let's release the side, switching feet, opposite foot forward. Whenever we have our hands out in our peripheral vision, it helps with balance. So even when you do like a tree pose and you feel a little unstable or wobbly, just have your hands on your peripheral vision instead of doing a different arm variation. Good, good, good. Let's release, feet side by side. Take a deep breath or two. And let's prepare to do a tree pose. Weight onto the left foot. Bringing your right foot up, either inside your lower leg, inside your upper leg, or on top of your thigh. Whatever you prefer as a variation for your tree. You can have your hands on your peripheral vision, palms at the chest. And the affirmation is, I am calm, I am poised. Slowly prepare to come out by lowering your foot. And again, close your eyes, take a deep breath or two, centering, focusing. And for the other side, weight onto the right foot. Bringing your left foot up wherever you can. Could be your lower leg, the upper leg, or on top of your thigh. I am calm, I am poised. Slowly preparing to release. Take a breath or two. And then opening your eyes, we'll do another balance pose called the flying bird. So from the center of the mat, weight onto your left leg. And as you slightly bring your right leg behind you, very slowly bending forward, lifting your arms up. Trying to have your torso and your raised leg about parallel to the floor. Focal point is right underneath you on the mat, looking down. Different arm variation would be having the arms in front of you. Or behind you along your raised leg. And to come out, slowly standing up, lower your leg, arms to the chest. Couple of deep breaths. And for the other side, weight onto the right foot. As you lift your left leg behind you, slowly bending forward, lifting your arms. Flying bird. Any arm variation that is comfortable for you. You can also have the palms at the chest in pranam, centering position, hands at the heart. And slowly releasing, lower your legs, standing up, centering. You can also double inhale, double exhale. Take a deep breath, double inhale through the nose, double exhale through the mouth. And let's do 2 rounds of salutation to the sun, starting at the front of the mat. With the inhalation, reaching out and arching back. With the exhalation, swan diving forward. So lower the arms down from the shoulders from the side. With the inhalation, bring the hands under the knees on the shins for halfway lift. With the exhalation, lower down again. Fingers in line with toes. With the inhalation, arms and palms up and arching back. And exhaling forward all the way down again. Inhaling left foot back, a big lunge, looking up. Exhaling right foot back to high plank. Take an inhalation in high plank pose with the exhalation touching down. Knees, chest, forehead, sweeping forward, inhaling up into cobra pose. Exhaling to downward dog, so curling the toes under, lifting the hips up. Inhaling left foot forward, a big step, lunging, looking up. Exhaling right foot forward, hips are up, head is down. With the inhalation, reaching out and up, arching back. And for the other side, exhaling, swan diving forward again. Keeping the back straight as long as you can. Inhaling right foot back, lunging, looking up. Exhaling left foot back, high plank. Take an inhalation. The exhalation touching down, knees, chest, forehead. Coming up into cobra pose. Exhaling to down dog, curling the toes, lifting the hips. Inhaling right foot forward, big step, looking up. Exhaling left foot forward. Inhaling arms up and back. And pausing with palms at the chest after the first round. Take a few deep breaths. And let's do round number 2 with the inhalation, arching back. With the exhalation, swan diving down. Inhaling halfway lift, hands under the knees, arms are straight, looking down. Exhaling down, fingers in line with toes. Inhaling, reaching out and up, arching back. And exhaling forward. Inhaling left leg back. Exhaling right foot back. Take an inhalation at the plank. Exhaling down onto knees, chest, forehead. Inhaling up to cobra. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling left foot forward. Exhaling right foot forward. Hips are up, head is down. Inhaling, reaching out and arching back. And exhaling forward. Inhaling halfway lift, looking down. Exhaling down. Inhaling all the way up, arching back. And exhaling forward again. Inhaling right foot back, big step, looking up. Exhaling left foot back, high plank. After the inhalation, touching down, exhale, knees, chest, forehead. Inhaling up into cobra. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling right foot forward, a big step, lunging, looking up. Exhaling left foot forward, hips are up, head is down. Palms and arms out and up, inhaling, arching back. And palms at the chest. Breathing deeply. And let's do a triangle sequence, starting with a classic triangle, separating the feet nice and wide. Insteps are parallel to each other. Arms up, palms forward with the inhalation, arching back. With the exhalation, coming down, left hand to left leg. Now you might be at your shin, maybe at your ankle, maybe at your foot. Make sure the head is in the center in between your feet. And looking up, posture, outstretched right arm. Touching the ground, I aspire heavenward. And to move a little deeper into the pose, perhaps, bring your left hand in between your feet, about a foot forward. Straighten both arms, looking up again, twisting a little bit more. And lower your right hand to your leg, lifting your left arm up, looking up. Right hand on the floor in between your feet, about a foot forward. Both arms are straight as you look up again. And gently untwisting, stretching the arms out to the side, using the strength of your core to stand up, gentle arch back. Stepping your feet together, arms to the side, pausing with eyes closed. Check your posture. If your shoulders are rounded, rotate the shoulders forward, up and back. Let's also do a side triangle, separating the feet. Maybe not quite as wide as you did for the first variation. Left arm down and right arm up. Feel one hand is reaching for the floor, the other hand is reaching for the ceiling. And looking up, posture, outstretched hand. Let's release the pose into a standing star pose. Both arms are parallel to the floor, palms are facing up. Tucking the tailbone under, you can gaze straight ahead or you can keep your eyes closed. And let's move on to the other side. Take an inhalation with the exhalation, right arm down and left arm up. And moving back to a standing star. And first stepping your feet together. Slowly arms down to the side, pausing with eyes closed. And let's step to the front of our mats. Do a jackknife pose, so the feet are about hip width apart. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up by the ears, stretching up on the toes, reaching up. And with the exhalation, bending forward. You can swan dive down or have the arms down in front of you. Usually when we swan dive, we allow our back to remain straight a little longer. And just hang there. If you like movement, you can gently sway your hips from side to side or move your arms and shoulders. You might want to just hold on to your elbows or forearms, letting your head hang. Release your hands, place them next to your feet, separating your fingers nice and wide. We'll move into downward dog. So stepping back with the left foot and the right foot. Adjusting your position so your hands are about shoulder width apart. Your feet are hip width apart or closer together. And you can pedal your feet, meaning bending one knee, stretching the opposite heel down, which is a great stretch for the area behind the knees and the calf. Yogis believe we store a lot of nervous tension behind our knees. And then coming up onto the tippy toes and the balls of the feet, shifting more weight onto the hands and stretching back. A couple more times, inhaling, coming up onto the balls of the feet and exhaling down. Once more. Finding your pose. The hips are up high in the highest position, chest towards the knees. And placing the weight onto the left foot only, lifting your right leg behind you. Lift it up as high as you can, bending that right knee and lifting that right knee, letting the foot fall behind you. We call that the three-legged dog. Keeping the supporting limbs straight and strong. And let's add a strength variation. Bring that right knee slowly towards the right elbow. Lower leg is hovering in the air. And back up. And setting your foot down. And lifting your left leg up. Bending that upper knee. Open the hip to the side. For the variation, only if you like. Bring that left knee to the left elbow. And back up. And lower your foot down, lower your knees onto the mat. Bring your right big toe over your left big toe and separate your knees as wide or wider than the mat for frog pose. And pushing yourself back, sitting on your heels or on your feet, chest, forearms, forehead resting on the mat. Slowly sliding your hands back, coming up onto hands and knees. We'll do cat-cow. So placing your wrists under your shoulders, fingers stay spread, knees under the hips. With the exhalation, pushing your hands and knees into the mat, rounding your spine. With the inhalation, sagging down, moving the hips out and looking up. And 3 or 4 more times with your breath. Exhaling, rounding. And inhaling, looking up. Moving with your breath. And keeping your spine straight, relaxed. Straighten your right leg, lift it up. And your left arm. Your head is in line with your spine, so you're looking down. Focal point is on the mat, right underneath you. And if you like, you can take that into a crossover bow by reaching back. Find that foot or that ankle. Now shift your focal point to the front and lifting your leg up. Slowly releasing. Let's do cat-cow again, rounding your back on the exhalation. Sagging down on the inhalation. And with a neutral spine, straighten your left leg, lift it up, and your right arm. And you may stay in this variation or move into the crossover bow, reaching back, holding onto your foot or your ankle, and lifting that leg up. And slowly releasing. Let's do cat-cow one more time, rounding your spine. With the inhalation, sagging down, looking up. With the exhalation, sitting on your heels, extended child's pose, pausing for a moment. Let's do a twist on your knees. So sliding your hands forward until the hips come up to their highest point. Then bring your right arm underneath you. Top of the arm, top of the hand is on the mat. The right shoulder resting on the mat and lifting your left arm up. Can look up past your outstretched hand. Keep your head and neck relaxed. Try to engage both arms in the twist. The arm that's on the mat is pushing into the mat. The upper arm is gently pushing back. And slowly lower the upper arm, coming back onto your hands and moving on to the other side, keeping the hips in this position, bringing your, or threading your left arm down underneath you, coming onto the left shoulder and lifting your right arm up. Slowly lower your arm. Move back to the extended child's pose, sitting on your heels, pausing for a moment. Let's move into another great stretch for the back. The pose is called Anahatasana. Anahata is the heart center. Take an inhalation with the exhalation, lifting the hips again to the highest point and trying to guide your chest, the heart towards the mat. Can your chin or your forehead rest on the mat? And slowly sliding your arms back, turning over onto your back. And before we do our inverted poses, let's hug the knees to the chest with a little bit of movement from side to side, massaging your back. And you can lower your feet, keep the knees bent. Bring the arms close to your body or tuck them under your sides if you can, because the closer your elbows are together behind your back, the easier it is to hold the inverted poses. And bring the knees closer into the body, lifting your lower legs perpendicular to the floor. And rotate feet and ankles. So no weight on the joints, so you can lock your knees. And then holding still, stretching the toes down to the face and back up to the ceiling, back and forth. Of course, if you can time all those movements with your breath, it's even better. In general, inhaling up and exhaling down. And preparing to do a simple inverted pose by bringing your feet and your legs over your head with a little bit of momentum, supporting your hips with your hands, and relaxing your legs up. So the weight of your lower body is resting in the heels of your hands, on your elbows and upper arms. The affirmation is awake, my sleeping powers awake. You can stay here in the simple variation, or you can move it to shoulder stead by walking your hands further up your back. So your body's in a straight line from your shoulders up. Next variation where we lower our leg, keeping your left leg up, lower your right leg over your head, towards or onto the floor. And lifting that leg, lower the other side. And lifting. And lower both legs into a parallel plow. So the legs are parallel to the floor. If you can release your arms behind you, palms and forearms flat on the mat.
Support the hips with your hands in the parallel plow. Bring the legs over to the left. Keep them parallel to the floor. Back to the center and to the right. Back to the center. For the full plow, allow your feet to touch the floor above you. If you can, bring your arms around your head and circling your head like a halo. With the ear closer, allowing your knees to relax down towards your ears. And bring your arms behind you, palms and forearms flat on the mat. Lean back to a plow or parallel plow. Let's also practice pose of tranquility. Bring your arms up. The forearms are alongside your thighs. The elbows are increased at thighs and torso. You just lift the legs back up to a parallel position. So the weight of your legs is resting on your forearms. And separating your legs, setting the feet down again for the inverted star pose. Bring the palms together. The arms are pointing up in between your legs, pointing up to the ceiling. And lower your arms, bringing your legs together. And support your hips with your hands if you like. And reach out, one leg at a time, counterbalance with the other. Or bend both knees close to your head and roll down bone by bone. Keeping the knees bent, setting your feet down, pausing for a moment. Breathing deeply. Bridge pose, lifting your hips. Reaching down, clasping your hands underneath you. Lift one shoulder at a time, tucking your shoulders closer together, your shoulder blades closer together. Lifting the left leg up, leading with the heel. And then lower that leg to a 45-degree angle. And lower your left and raise your right. And lower 45 degrees. And slowly lower our arms out position for the fish. So the arms are underneath you, palms either gently on top of each other or next to each other. Straighten your legs. And arching the upper body onto your elbows. And letting your head rest back. Most of the weight's on the elbows. If you like to do a strength variation here, you can lift both legs up. Again, 45 degrees. And slowly lower down. Make sure all the weight's on the elbows before you lift your head and let your back rest down. Pausing for a moment in Savasana. Let's windshield wiper the knees, so sliding the heels in, keep the knees up. Bring the arms out from the shoulders. Take an inhalation. With your exhalation, allow the knees to fall over to the right. Inhaling up to the center and exhaling to the left. Moving back and forth. Hugging your knees. Rolling from tailbone to the hip, back and forth 2 or 3 times until you come up to a seated position. And we'll move into posterior stretch. So having the legs straight in front of you, feet are flexed. With the inhalation, lifting the arms up by the ears, stretching up high. And with the exhalation, bending at your hips, keeping your back straight as long as you comfortably can. And lower your hands down. You might be at your shins, maybe at your ankles, maybe at your feet. You can hold on to the upper third of your foot. Or you can even do a mudra, 2 fingers around the big toes, tap it with the thumbs. Take another inhalation, pulling your shoulders back. The exhalation, folding. Keeping your torso down and your head down, just release your arms, release your hold. Let the arms just rest next to your outstretched legs, palms facing up. With the next inhalation, sliding back up to a seated position. Letting the hands rest on your thighs, pausing with your eyes closed. And coming onto your left knee, your lower leg is parallel to the short side of your mat. Coming onto your left knee and your left hand. Right hand is at the waist as you straighten the right leg, lift it up. And when you can, lifting your right arm up, looking up past your outstretched hand. With the next inhalation, lifting up a little higher. And with the exhalation, bring that arm close to the ear. And lowering down. Let's set up to do the other side right away, coming onto the right knee and right hand. Inhaling, reaching up a little higher. With the exhalation, arm close to the ear. Slowly releasing. Sitting down, lying down, preparing for deep relaxation. So lying on your backs. If there's another stretch or movement you'd like to do, please do that.
Ideally, you're lying on your back, legs are straight and relaxed, your arms are straight, palms facing up and relaxed. Close your eyes, take a deep breath or 2 or 3. With your inhalation, your navel rises. With your exhalation, your navel falls. Deep, slow, abdominal breathing. Let's begin deep relaxation by seeing, feeling, or imagining a soft, white, mist-like light entering your room. It moves towards you and gently surrounds your beautiful physical form. This light enters the toes of your left foot, moving into your ankle, lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Now guide this light into your right foot, right ankle, lower leg, knee, thigh, and hip. Both legs are completely relaxed. Now guide this healing light into your torso, entering your abdomen, your stomach, your chest. Allow it to move deeper inside, touching your internal organs with this healing light. Moving up, encircling your beautiful heart, expanding out and filling your whole chest with healing white light. Now guide this light into your back, relaxing away tension from your lower back. Go the middle part into your upper back, relaxing all tension away. Now guide this light into the fingers of your left hand, finger by finger. Left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. Guide it into your right hand, finger by finger. Right wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, and shoulder. This peaceful light moves into your neck and throat, like a wave flowing into your face, relaxing your jaw, filling mouth and lips, entering your nose, your cheeks, filling your ears, touching your temples, moving into your eyes and into your forehead. This peaceful light moves inside your head, inside your brain, melting away thoughts and feeling. It leaves your body through your head, once more surrounding you, expanding out and filling your room with your peace, expanding out further and leaving your room. Peaceful light of consciousness moves through your city, over houses and trees, over oceans, mountains, and continents, into space, to infinity, keeping you completely relaxed and completely in peace. Enjoy this peace. Enjoy. Gently preparing to guide your consciousness back. Bring it back over houses and trees. Back into your room, back into your physical form. Energy and consciousness enters your head, fills your brain, moves down into your face, feel it behind your eyes. Moves down your neck and throat, into your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Vitalized energy and consciousness fills your torso from your chest, into your stomach, all the way down to the hips, thighs, lower legs, feet, and toes. Moving fingers and moving toes. Wiggling fingers and wiggling toes. Making fists with your hands, double inhale, bring the arms up above your head. Then double exhale, relaxing down. And you can roll over onto your favorite side, just lie there for another breath or two. And then slowly but surely come up to a seated position. Energized and relaxed through Hatha Yoga for strength and vitality and deep relaxation. Let's do some movements to make sure we're fully back in our physical forms, rotating the shoulders, rotating head and neck from side to side. Let's tap the head with the fingertips. Tap, 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 tap all over, waking up the brain cells. And a medulla massage using the 3 inner fingers of each hand. The medulla is that hollow spot right under the skull in the back of the neck. Energy, beautiful energy center. So massaging that area a few times clockwise and a few times counterclockwise. And then the way it ends. Let's do one more big inhalation as we're lifting the arms up, stretching up high, palms together to the chest. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, I'm going to say namaste, which means my soul bows to your soul. Namaste.